Now, it's Sid Rosenberg on 640 Sports.
Sid's guest on 640 Sports started talking.
Great Giant quarterback, and I love him. It's Phil Simms. Hey, Phil.
Hello, Sid. I see Lawrence had a birthday bash.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about it, so we were really close. Yeah, I would have liked to have been invited. Well, I read some of the other people were there, and I'm thinking, okay, how come they're there? I'm not saying Lawrence and I were, like, really close friends. Because, he loved to make fun of me. He loved it. I don't know why it made him feel good.
Sid Rosenberg, mornings only on 640 Sports.
The Giants hope to do a deal either before training camp or early on in training camp. My understanding is the Giants brass is confident in doing a deal in due time. And actually, just talking to people on both sides of this, it seems it makes sense for both sides to do a deal, one that they think and hope, Dan, will get done this year. Remember, Eli Manning set to make $17 million, and a contract extension will give him only a little bit of a raise, but will help the cap number, something the Giants certainly would like to do.
Who better to have here than his former offensive coordinator, Kevin Gilbride? 10 seasons with the Giants, 8 of them as the offensive coordinator. Well, he had a new offense for the first time in his career, and as you saw, it was a little rocky initially, but in the end, he actually put up some pretty good numbers. What are your expectations for Eli and this offense in year 2 of McAdoo's system?
I think they're in a good place offensively. I think they've got all the bugs worked out. They've assimilated some of the things that Eli liked from the year before. They're all familiar now with the verbiage, the underlying concepts. They're all confident in what they were doing at the end of the year. The fact that they got Victor Cruz coming back is a great thing. The addition of Shane Vereen, I think, is a tremendous addition. They haven't had a running back that they could throw the ball to with any confidence since Tiki Barber left. So there's a lot of things to be very optimistic about. I think if there's one area that would cause some concern, it would be in the offensive line. And the tragedy of that is they've made some strides over the last couple of years to address that issue. They brought in Justin Pugh. They brought in Eric Flowers. They brought in Weston Richburg. They made some adjustments, which I thought they had to make, which was moving Pugh to the inside. The problem is it all went astray when William Beatty got injured in the offseason. Now they got to move Eric Flowers over to the left tackle position.
Sid.
What's going on?
Nothing. Just the computers have been melting down all day.
Yeah, mine's gone too here.
Yeah,
I can't even see who the callers are.
I thought we were done, and somehow I got mine to work. I don't know. I wiggled a wire and did something, and that's back. But just I don't even know why that happened.
Difficult thing.
That's fine. You got the gist of what Kevin Gilbride was saying. Okay, thanks. Kevin Gilbride was basically saying that offensive line is still an issue because of the Beatty injury, and now the rookie out of Miami, Eric Flowers, is forced to start at left tackle, which, of course, has to protect Eli Manning's blind side. I did see something on NFL.com this week where they really they spoke to 32 executives or 32 big-time scouts in the NFL, and they drilled Eli Manning. They're like, he's just an interception machine. He's won Super Bowl MVPs, and he puts up decent numbers. Now we'll have Odell Beckham and Ruben Randle and Victor Cruz and Shane Vereen and blah, blah, blah. But they were not high on him. And this is exactly the argument I've made for years. I got so sick and tired of it last summer on WFAN. I'm throwing them out back there this summer because Giant fans don't want to hear it. The Giant fans, Eli Manning is the greatest quarterback ever. And he's not. He's not. He, again, for the 1,000th time, was the recipient of some very lucky plays in some of those games. He made a nice play to elude the rush to get the ball to David Tyree. That was a better catch than it was throw. And the play before that, he threw the ball right to Asante Samuel, right to him. Should have been a pick. We know about the defensive line. We know about all the things that went well for him. Wesley, what was the guy's name? He played here with the Dolphins and the Pats for all those years, caught 100 passes a year. He makes a catch in that Super Bowl, the second one, and the Pats beat the Giants. He drops Wes Welker, dropped a wide open football. Oh, they beat the Giants in that game too. So, I mean, to say he got lucky is an understatement. I know there's some luck involved in winning a championship, and he won a lot of road games, but he got lucky a couple times. He throws a lot of picks. He's led the league in picks 3 times. 3 times. So, I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he's very good. He's a champion. He's very good. When things are going well, he can kill you. But when things are not going well, unlike some other great quarterbacks who kind of keep you in the game, he loses a game. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I mean, things are going well. He looks great. But the great quarterbacks are the ones when they're not going well and you're getting trounced and you can't run the ball, you don't fumble, throw picks, and give away the game. Eli has always done that. So I believe that NFL.com study is right. I'm sick of talking about it, though. In that study, they say that the second best quarterback in the NFL, second best. Take a guess.
Second best.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, right.
Who I didn't even remember. You know, he led the league in passing yardage last year. He threw for like almost 5,000 yards. He had a great year. I think the Steelers ended up winning a lot of games last year, too. So, but the Giants, he's still our guy. And he still won Super Bowls, and he's still going to throw for 40,000 yards and probably go to the Hall of Fame. And I'm not looking to replace him anytime soon. I like Eli. I like him a lot. He's just not great. He's not elite, and he's probably not a Hall of Famer. But the fact that he won Super Bowls in New York and will amass a ton of yardage, he'll get there. But I also say we got to get this deal done. So hopefully the Giants will get this deal done before training camp and go into next season knowing full well that Eli's a quarterback for the next bunch of years. Right?
Absolutely.
You don't care. God, you're so mad about the equipment.
Well, it's throwing me off.
Don't worry about it, bro. We got one more day here. We're going to Palm Beach on Monday. Does their equipment work up there?
I assume so. It looks beautiful, yeah.
So let me have one more day of this nonsense. We've done it for 3 years already. You know, it doesn't work. Like Washington, D.C. It doesn't work. You can't let it ruin your day. It's ruined yours. You're already red in the face. You're going to punch a hole in the wall.
No.
We're leaving, so you may as well do some damage now.
That's true.
You can break a whole bunch of stuff. Who's going to care? What happens to this place? You know those old stadiums? They tear the stadium down.
They should tear this down. Damn it.
Are they going to tear it down?
Well, I don't.
What about the equipment that's left here? It is a radio station still. I mean, barely, but.
I don't know.
What do you think happens?
Burn it.
How long have you been coming here for? How many years? 6?
Oh, right around 6 or 7, yeah.
You going to miss it?
No, not really. No, not really.
The only better part about this place, like the new place we're going to, like it's a building, there's other radio shows, other offices, and I think we're on like the 10th floor, right?
Something like that, 5th floor.
Right, so this place, you can literally walk out during a break and smoke a joint outside. No one sees you. Those days are over. You can't smoke a joint.
It looks that way.
You can't go get lunch. You're stuck on top of some building somewhere.
Well, they have a wonderful balcony, but I just think...
You can't smoke weed off of there.
No, you couldn't.
Those people over there are not like that. No, these are like, these are Palm Beach people.
I mean, in December, it'd be a beautiful setup out there. You
okay, bro? God, I don't know who's more upset, you or my cousin 40 minutes ago about Donald Trump.
Well, while you were talking to him, I had no computer.
Right. I saw you were having some difficulties with something.
And just...
Yeah. Well, the show's been great. Don't worry about it. What are you worried about? Let it go.
Aggravation.
You ever see the movie Frozen, Mr. Disney?
Yes.
Let it go.
Yes. That's what I'm going to do.
It's fine. We have 45 minutes left today. One more show here tomorrow. And then, yes, on Monday, the plush, palatial, and they are, beautiful studios of Palm Beach Broadcasting, where they've got lunch and food spread out, and they've got machines with water and M&Ms, and there's people seemingly doing things. Seemingly being the key word.
Seeming?
Yes, and there's meetings, and it's wonderful.
Well, meetings, don't...
No, it's wonderful. You get to park next to Rachel's. If you're lucky, some skank walks out while at the same time you're walking out. Come on, your life is great. Look at you. Mm-hmm. You look great. Mm-hmm. You're big as ever.
Oh, yeah.
Back on the juice.
What?
You're red faced, though. What's the matter with you today? Is this all the blood pressure?
It's anger, yeah. It's just straight friggin' anger.
What are you so angry about? Fine.
Because this is beneath me. I mean, there's not much that's beneath me.
What is?
Just this equipment.
I understand. That's true. No, it is.
It's trash.
You're too good for this. I agree.
And
well, it took you 14 years to come to that realization.
No.
You were fine here forever till I got here. You thought this was great. You made it. You know, you were doing Larry and Emilio. What was his name? Armando.
Armando and Amigo.
You made it. Lapis genius. Now all of a sudden, now you're mad about stuff. You just came to the realization that yes, you are above all this. You are, but it ends tomorrow. So,
all right.
All right.
Good.
Take a deep breath. Come on, take a deep breath. You okay now?
No.
Sometimes it helps to stick a finger in your anus while you're doing it at the same time.
All right, well, hold on a minute.
All right. And then we'll come back after this break.
More now. 640 Sports.
To presidential politics, Marco Rubio joins us live. You would like to be the next president of the United States. So would Donald Trump. He's making a lot of waves. It started a couple of weeks ago when he made the comments about immigration. Now it seems like everybody's talking about immigration. First of all, yesterday we heard the Donald, who's, by the way, going to join us in about 20 minutes, Lindsey Graham was in his crosshairs. Are you worried he might make you his next target?
Well, he might. He said
immigration?
He said things about me already before. Look, here's the bottom. Immigration is a legitimate issue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big problem for the country. You have people that are committing crimes. They're deported. We allow them back in, and then we have cities that refuse to report them. Legitimate issue. We have a porous border, meaning not just the border with Mexico, but 40% of people in this country illegally are overstaying visas. Legitimate issue. Broken legal immigration issue. We're accepting people on the basis of who they know. They have a relative living here, not what they can contribute.
So
legitimate issue.
You and Donald Trump are on the same page on all this.
But here's what's so important to me. The presidency of the United States is not just the top government official. It is the leader of our people and of our nation as well. It is important that we have to conduct the presidency has to be done in a dignified way with a level of class.
Do you believe Donald Trump can do
that? I don't think that the way he's behaved over the last few weeks is either dignified or worthy of the office that he seeks. We already have a president now that has no class. I mean, we have a president now that does selfie stick videos, that invites YouTube stars there, people that eat cereal out of a bathtub, that accuses his. You just saw the interview he did right now, where he goes on comedy shows to talk about something as serious as Iran. The list goes on and on. It is important for us to have a presidency that restores dignity and class to the White House, and I don't believe that some of the language that Mr. Trump is employing is worthy of the office.
Time was drifting. This rocket got to roll, so I hit the road and made my getaway. Restless feeling really got a hold. I started searching for a better way, and I kept on looking for a sign in the middle of the night, but I couldn't see the light.
Marco Rubio on Fox and Friends there with Brian Kilmeade and Liz Hasselbeck and some guy, I forget his name. Doesn't matter. The president is classless. Donald Trump is classless. Sounds like my cousin Norm. Everybody's classless. Crude and classless, and who needs that? Because we're such a classy country, of course. Number one industry? Porn.
Really?
Number two, marijuana. Loaded with class. I don't know. I just made that up, but I don't.
Sounds good.
Sounds right? Feel a little better?
Not really.
No, you still look red-faced. I don't know.
I'm eating, and that's a good start.
Right. That always makes you feel better.
Yeah. That could be another reason.
Yeah. Here's John from New York. Hello, John.
Good morning, Sid. This is your Facebook buddy, John Antis from Bensonhurst.
Yes, John Antis, a great Facebook buddy. How are you, pal?
Good. Hey, listen, I want to take a comment from your cousin and raise the ante. I think Trump is getting ready to run for mayor of New York. I think everybody, including Trump, knows he's not going to be president of the U.S. But with that failure in Gracie Mansion, I think he's really greasing the wheels to run for mayor against de Blasio.
Interesting. Yeah, de Blasio. Thank you, John. It's great to hear from you. You're a great fan. John Antis. And folks that follow me and participate on my Facebook page know exactly who John is. Listen, de Blasio is a complete failure. In fact, he lost the battle against Uber. The Uber cab takes out de Blasio. That was announced just earlier today. So there's one for Uber and a 0 for de Blasio. But hey, who knows? That's interesting, right? We saw another money guy in Bloomberg become a pretty good mayor in New York, couple of terms, and until he got at the end, he got a little crazy with small, sodas and where you wipe your kid's ass, that type of thing. But for a while there, Bloomberg was a great mayor. So maybe he's right. Maybe Antis is right. He's just kind of greasing the wheels for a big run for mayor.
Soda's bad for you, so.
Yeah, I understand. I know. You thought that Bloomberg did the right thing there, didn't you?
Nah, I was idiotic.
When was the last time you had a cup of soda?
Yeah, man, it's been.
Soda's bad for you, but you smoke weed. I mean, I don't.
What? Who said that? You said that.
That's why your eye looks like that.
My eyes.
It's a little better today, though. What'd you do to it?
Because I work a lot.
It looks better today.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still a little
it's still
red.
there. It's still there.
It's not bad though.
It's not swollen like it's not like
right.
Boom.
No.
It doesn't look like I got.
What'd you do this weekend to it? Weekend?
No, nothing. I just
these last 2 days off.
Just kind of rested and hot compress on and off.
You still doing that? The hot compresses?
Yeah.
You still rubbing Stacey's vagina in your eye?
I haven't done that yet.
No.
She didn't let me.
That'll make it go away. Or it'll make it worse, but who cares? It'll be fun. Right, don't you think? What was that stadium, the soccer stadium, call about? It seemed to get you enveloped in something.
That was...
David Beckham?
No, that they're displacing a lot of the people that have lived in that area for 40, 50 years.
Is this Miami?
Yeah.
This is where Stephen Ross is part of this, too, the owner of the Dolphins.
Yep.
And this is David Beckham's deal.
Correct.
So people who lived there for a long time now, it reminds me of the story with the Brooklyn Nets. And it was a guy that actually sued the Brooklyn Nets, and they made a whole documentary. It is a great documentary. They took him out of his apartment with a ton of others. They were living there forever in Brooklyn by Flatbush Avenue, and they made a move. This guy won a ton of money, too, I believe, where they put him up in some posh place somewhere else. But it does happen that way, so just get out and be quiet.
Well, at least they give you money here in China when they were building for the Olympics. They just said, get out and you just got to find your own place.
Yeah, in China. I mean, you remind me of, what was it, Stripes? When John Candy was playing poker? You see, if we were in Portugal, yes, a full house beats us straight. But here, all right, so they're making people leave, and Harvey's upset about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're compensating in
Is
some
Harvey
way.
one of those guys that has to leave?
Nah, that's a good question. I don't know. I didn't ask that.
Of course he's not.
Nerve, so.
Of course he's not. So what is he upset about?
That's a good point. I told him to call back tomorrow because he's already on today.
What are they doing with these folks?
They're knocking their I guess apartment complexes and housing down and building a soccer stadium.
Right. And so where do they expect these guys to go? These other guys now?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I told Harvey I'd do a little bit of research, so I had some info to come back with tomorrow.
No,
I did see it.
We're not going to do any of that.
I saw it somewhere on the news somewhere.
No,
I
saw it in the Herald too, and the Sun Sentinel.
Yeah, I think it was the Herald.
And I swear to God, it didn't even entice me a little to read the story. Not even a little. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel bad for folks if you've lived there for a very, very long time and you made your life there, and some stupid soccer of all sports, soccer, some stupid soccer stadium is going to be the catalyst why you have to leave. That is unfortunate and even sad in some instances. But what do I care? I live in Boca.
They're getting compensated somehow. I mean, obviously, all right. You take your house down.
We don't know that, though. We don't know that.
I would imagine you're just not going to rip someone's house down.
Be careful.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right. Never know in this country.
The issue is I don't care enough. I'm like Donald Trump. I don't care.
Amen.
See, a politician would be like, oh, my God, this is terrible. These poor people, they've been there for 75 years. They're kids. And Trump would be like, whatever. We're making money here. We're soccer.
They were Mexican immigrants originally.
Right. Get them out of here. That's right. Send them back to Mexico anyway, those bastards.
But, yeah, that's come up.
Send them to Pembroke Pines.
Hey, that's the place. I mean, after Hurricane Andrew, forget it.
What happened then?
Everyone moved to Pembroke Pines.
Who's everyone?
Everyone that got Kendall, Hialeah.
Really? That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Big O didn't move there.
Well,
Andy Slater didn't move there.
Well,
the Cubans did not move from Kendall and Hialeah to Pembroke Pines.
Yes, they did.
There were no Cubans in Pembroke Pines.
There's not?
No.
There's not right now?
I don't know. Is there?
There's tons.
There are?
Yes. What are you talking about?
He's like, what?
You get nuts.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Well, let me too many for your liking.
Well, no, not for my liking. Yes, I'm observing.
I am being. There are Muslims and Cubans.
There was a point in the 90s where Pembroke Pines was the fastest growing city in the world.
And what happened?
In the country.
What happened?
Well, it slowed down because they ran out of room.
What do you mean the fastest growing city in the world? Like Atlanta, Portland, those are fast growing. What do you mean Pembroke Pines?
In the 90s, people were moving.
Who told you this?
Let's put it this way.
Who told you
There was
this?
people calling Andrew St. Andrew.
Why?
It wasn't even Hurricane Andrew because it saved their lives. They were living in shacks. They got blown away, and now they're pimping in Pembroke Pines with the insurance money.
Okay.
It's the truth.
I believe you. I don't know.
Look it up. The 90s, after Hurricane Andrew, like 92 through like 96, it was just an exodus.
Right.
Now, where were you living during Hurricane Andrew? Pembroke Pines, that area?
I was living in Hollywood, and then actually when Andrew hit, I was living in South Miami.
Yeah,
I lived down by the Metro Zoo. I lived so close to the Metro Zoo you could smell monkey crap at night. I'm serious. Because me and my friend opened the Gold's Gym way down in Kendall, Southwest 152nd.
Were you in?
I know. When I heard Andrew was coming, we taped up the gym and everything and put all the boards up, and I went back up to Broward to stay with my parents because it was supposed to hit Broward hard, if you remember. And then it took a turn and went south and wailed Miami. So I was in Broward preparing to get killed with my mom and everybody, just hunkering down there. And It hit Miami.
Did you ever go back and get the
what
gym?
did the gym look like?
I wasn't even allowed in. No, I never did. That was the end of it. That was the end of
so
our
the gym got destroyed.
Destroyed.
I mean,
and
you couldn't.
They quarantined it. You couldn't go back.
Yeah, you couldn't get like within.
Oh my God! So didn't you lose money and?
Well, I wasn't an investor.
Oh, okay,
but
gotcha.
My buddy was an investor.
Gotcha.
He lost money.
So you
but
just at that point
I was like the manager of the gym.
I gotcha. So then you went from Hollywood, where your parents lived, to Pembroke Pines from there.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I mean, there was places. I mean, everyone knows during Andrew, you could only get through helicopter.
Well, they
or
had like the National Guard.
Right.
You couldn't
Shut
get down.
down.
Yeah.
So everybody went to Pembroke Pines. Everybody. Jews, Cubans.
Anyone in Miami, they got their house blown away.
Really?
That's where they moved. They were building communities and homes in Pembroke Pines crazy.
But isn't it a bad neighborhood now, basically? Like
what? It's Pembroke Pines?
Yeah.
No, not really.
That's what Zemak told me.
No.
That's a little rough.
It's just very multicultural right now. That's all.
He says German tourists won't go there.
They won't?
No, that's what Zemak told me. I remember the time when I was.
That was Boca.
Well, no, that was Miami. I remember. I'll never forget that.
The German. That's right.
Yeah, they not only Germans, they knocked off. They killed a bunch of them down here by the airport.
Yeah. If they saw you driving out in a rent-a-car,
they killed you.
They had to stop marking the rent-a-cars.
I think it was
like Alamo and stuff.
by like Lejeune Road or something down there by the Pink Pussycat or something.
Oh
yeah. Nobody dies in Boca. What's wrong with you? When they die, people get money. Boca. I shouldn't say that. Actually, I shouldn't say that because the scene of one of the most horrific, and I mean horrific, crimes in a long time in South Florida, twice, not once but twice, Town Center Mall in Boca Raton.
Yeah.
Nancy Bociccio and her
Hasn't been
8-year-old
caught.
daughter Joey and another lady. No, they never caught that guy.
Never caught. Yeah, guy's still out there.
And there's only about 9 million guys cutting lawn every single day. They look just like him. They got that hat on and the glasses and the green shirt, and I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you recall, Riverwalk was a community that got just destroyed.
Was that Dan Marino's restaurant there?
No, not.
Was that Riverwalk?
Well, that was the Riverwalk in Fort
Well,
Lauderdale.
that I know
but
about,
I mean,
yeah.
there was a place like your
No,
community.
I didn't live here then. I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah, and Riverwalk just got destroyed.
Yeah.
Later to find out that it was built very poorly, and but Riverwalk just moved up to Pembroke Pines.
Really?
Yeah, they just everyone.
Wow.
Hialeah.
So who are your neighbors right now? What are the?
I don't know their names.
No, but what are they? Cuban? Are they?
Some are.
Are they white? Are they?
Some
black?
are. Some are.
You have a nice, diverse crowd there.
I even have a few Islamic
what
neighbors.
Well, I saw Alicia's text said it was a Muslim next door to you.
Well, we keep an eye on that. Yes. And they're looking suspicious already. They're always talking outside in the parking lot and meeting, and I'm.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't.
Are they dressed in the complete the whole?
No, that they're not.
Oh, really? They're Americanized. Americanized. They're even more dangerous.
Well, yeah, they're undercover.
So you believe there's something going on in Pembroke Pines?
Well, there very well could be.
There's an evil plan unfolding as we speak right now.
If they get any more suspicious, I've got to call the cops. I've got to.
What are you going to say?
Well, an anonymous tip.
Right. This is Eric Lingo.
I don't know. They're always meeting out in the parking lot.
To you, what would constitute taking it to the next level of suspiciousness? What would they have to be doing?
I don't know if I see them like coming in with big boxes of
55-gallon drums.
Yeah, 55-gallon drums.
Right.
Yeah.
What about like a
Big
AK-47, ballistic
a big
missiles?
wooden crate, yeah, like that. Marked, military or something.
Right. But what about something more subtle that would set you off?
Well, I'm almost there
now. Do they
now.
pray outside? Do they actually lay the red carpet down?
No, they didn't do that yet.
No. All right.
They smoke cigarettes and they meet outside. There's two of them, and they just.
Tobacco's popular in the Arab world.
Now, and how does Alicia feel about it, your fiance? Is she with you? Does she feel like there's something going on?
Yes.
So the two of you
She's
just sit
worse
there
than me.
like two old Jews. You can just see them going back and forth at the table.
I tell her not
Binoculars.
to look. She looks right at him. I don't. I look away. I tell her because I don't want to. I don't want to be the first stop on their tour of
God. Right, first two Americans are Langels.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So.
Well, you need to do something about this. Seriously.
Well, the 9/11.
You can be the guy that
they live down here.
100%
amongst everybody.
Damn right.
The leader, Muhammad Atta.
You could be the one that thwarts the next brutal attack. Could be you.
Could be.
Eric Langell. Look at you. You're a hero.
Well, it could turn out that way. Or I could just get murdered and be another forgotten name.
Boy. Right. All right. So we got about 20 minutes to go. We're going to revisit the biggest story of the day, which is, like it is every day, the godsend himself, Donald Trump. The Met and Yankees, their games the last couple of days. Some more Giants up with Eli Manning, and the phones are wide open. 888-640. I needed that laugh. Thank you. 9385 888-640 9385. We've got about 20 minutes to go. We will close it out on the phones with you guys. Any topic you want to discuss, we can do that. We'll come right back.
We are live. Real, local, live. 640 Sports is on. You're hearing Sid Rosenberg on 640 Sports.
But the whole room was laughing.
Eric Erickson of Red State said, based on your comments about faith on Saturday, that it's, quote, largely closed the books on evangelical support. Do you
I don't
believe that?
think so, because I just saw polls in Iowa that I'm doing really well. I mean, in terms of Iowa, where it's a very big group of people, I'm doing really well.
The Quinnipiac poll in Iowa among general voters.
I don't know. You keep bringing up negative. You only want to talk about negative. Why don't you bring up the positive polls?
I did.
You start off. Excuse me. You start off with the interview.
No, I started off with the Washington Post poll.
You start off the interview with a poll that I didn't even know existed.
I started off with the Washington Post poll intentionally, because I knew you would accuse me of that.
Sure. All I know is every poll I'm leading in, and you give me these two polls where it's different states. They're not even a national.
We'll check the record. I started off with the Washington Post poll where you are way out in front.
I think it's very unfair. You're talking about a poll I never even saw. It's
today.
It's not even a poll. It's on 3 different states, and you're hitting me with this.
Okay.
And I think frankly, I think it's a very fair question.
Okay.
I think it's an extremely. You start off the interview with that. You don't say, I've led in the Fox poll. I'm leading in the ABC Washington Post poll.
You're leading across the board.
Well, you did. I am leading across the board.
Right.
And then you hit me with this poll that I didn't even see before, where, it's not even that kind of a poll. All I know is I have a very big group of support. And I think one of the reasons is that, let me tell you, the people don't trust you, and the people don't trust the media.
Right.
And I understand
and politicians.
why. I've always been covered fairly accurately, because it was usually a financial press. And, numbers are numbers, okay? And my numbers happen to be great. So I was always sort of treated like fair. With the media, it's, in not all cases, some of the political media is great and really honest. Even if they don't want to be, they're really honest. But I find that 60-70% of the political media is really, really dishonest.
I know when to go out. I know when to stay in. Get things done.
Rick Perry says, beware of false prophets. Whatever that means. I guess Donald, at this point, to say false. He's a prophet now.
Well, we know he's all about profit, but...
No, not that type of prophet.
Hey, well done.
See what he did there?
Hi-yo.
What's going on with the Jets, with Darrelle Revis and Joe Namath or something? Or
They are remaking the famous Joe Namath Sports Illustrated cover with Darrelle Revis in place.
So the finger straight up in the air after beating the Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl III?
No, there's another one, I guess the year after, it would be 1970,
yeah.
And it's like Broadway Joe, and he's on Broadway Street,
okay,
and he's got the Broadway Joe sign, he's got a Jet helmet, and they're doing kind of...
With Darrelle.
Doing it with Darrelle Revis now.
Because he's Mr. Jet.
I guess so.
Because according to people like Ernie Acosta, he's the greatest Jet of all time.
How many seasons did he play with the Jet?
No, he was drafted by them in 2006. So, I mean, he was...
4 or 5 years?
5.
Really? Distinguished himself as the best defensive back in football. I'll agree with that. But you're putting him ahead of Joe Namath and...
Curtis Martin up. I mean, Curtis Martin. I mean,
but Curtis had great days at New England before.
But Curtis was only in New England for 3 seasons.
I understand.
The rest was with the Jets, and they went to the AFC title game with Curtis.
Joe Klecko,
Joe Klecko, right? Joe Klecko. There you go. Even Don Maynard.
Don Maynard. Riggins wasn't a great Jet. He was a great Redskin. Emerson Boozer. Snell. No?
I wouldn't put Revis as the best ever. No.
What about the other guy that had the big game, the wide receiver for the Jets in Super Bowl III? It wasn't Maynard. It was the other guy, George Sauer.
Sauer.
Yeah, Sauer. That's right. No? None of these guys. Lance Mel?
No.
Bob Crable? Marty Lyons?
No.
All right.
But you got maybe top 3.
Ken O'Brien? Al Toon. Wesley Walker.
Al Toon was my favorite Jet growing up.
Wesley Walker.
I liked Wesley. But he was blind in one eye. He can't be the best ever if you're blind.
What are you talking about? Of course you can. Stevie Wonder's the best piano player ever.
Good point. That's it. Wesley Walker. Bang.
Yeah.
Gosh. Boomer Esiason?
Boomer. Right there with Browning Nagel and
Browning Nagel. Oh, man.
Bobby Brister was a quarterback for the Jets for a short time.
Browning Nagel. That's
Yeah.
some memories right there.
Came out of Louisville. You know who his college coach was? Howard Schnellenberger.
Was it?
Absolutely. He was a star at Louisville for Howard.
No, I remember when the Jets drafted him, and everyone was like, this is the next
Jets
big
also
star.
took Glenn Foley out of Boston College.
I owned a Glenn Foley jersey.
Of course you did. Right.
Bill Parcells came in. Glenn Foley was the guy.
I understand.
And then he said, well, you're not the guy.
Well,
Vinny,
Chad Pennington.
come on up.
They brought in Vinny.
Right.
And they had Neil O'Donnell before that. O'Donnell won
Correct.
one game.
Right, they had Neil.
Then they brought in Vinny. And then I remember getting in a fight, a huge fight on the air with Jody McDonald one day on The Fan. Because I said, listen, you can't bench Vinny. There's too many veterans here. Guys like Curtis Martin, who's a middle linebacker from Florida State, my friend. Marvin Jones.
Mo
Wayne
Lewis.
Corbett was still there. Mo Lewis. I go, you can't just play a kid at quarterback. He goes, you got to do it at some point. Do it now. And sure enough, they put in Chad Pennington, and he was good.
They were 2-5 that year, and they ended up winning the division.
Right. And then Francesa agreed with me, and Dog agreed with me, and Jody ended up being right at that time. But anyway, make a long story short, that's the Jet history is pretty pathetic, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
When you're throwing out, I mean, Don Maynard's a good
Who
wide
are the
receiver.
5 greatest Jet running backs of all time?
All right, so Curtis got to be number 1.
Curtis is number 1? Ahead of Mike Augustiniak?
Curtis is...
Scott Durkin, Kevin Long? No?
Freeman McNeil.
Freeman McNeil is right up there,
Stop,
too.
guys.
Freeman's number... What do you mean, stop? He's number 2? Who you put ahead of Freeman McNeil? I'm just curious.
Wow, yeah, the Jets were bad.
Who are you going to put? Johnny Hector? He had 1,000 yards, I think, once, didn't he? Didn't he have 1,000 yards
I forgot about
once?
that name. Yeah,
Emerson
I
Boozer.
think he did. Well, Boozer, I guess. Although they had the 2 running backs back then, right?
Snell and Boozer.
Yeah,
with
so,
John
I mean,
Riggins,
so it was-
too. I don't know. I mean,
That's pretty pathetic. There's a big drop off from Curtis Martin in that, in probably every
Freeman
field.
number 2.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I know we got to be missing some really good running back. There's got to be somebody in there, right? Somebody? We missing
That's what
anybody?
I'm trying to grasp something, but nothing's coming to me.
Clark Gaines?
Lamont Jordan.
Bruce Harper? Lamont Jordan? None of those guys, right?
No.
See, wide receiver, the Jets aren't all that bad. You've got Don Maynard and George Sauer and Wesley Walker and Al Toon.
Rob Moore was good.
Rob Moore? Are you nuts?
He was good.
I'm going to punch you right in the stomach.
He had some good years with the Jets and the
Rob
Cardinals.
Moore? How's the matter with you?
If Al Toon had stayed healthy,
Keyshawn Johnson?
him and Rob Moore, yeah.
Wayne
yeah.
Corbett?
Yeah, Wayne.
Is
Keyshawn.
Antonio Holmes?
Lavernius Coles, I would say, over him.
Plaxico Burress? He was a Jet.
Had a 3-touchdown game.
Yes, he
and there are
did.
not many Jet receivers that have done that.
Who's the best Jet tight end of all time?
Kyle Brady.
Mickey Schuler? Or Jerome Barkham? Or Rich Castor? Mickey Schuler was the best tight end of all time for the Jets. He was really good.
And
Remember him?
No, but the Jets have taken in the first round. I mean, it's some
They
ridiculous
one year
number.
they took 6 in a row. They
Yeah,
took
it's
Johnny Mitchell,
unbelievable.
Kyle Brady. If you play tight end in college, you're a Jet. Oh, the Jets suck. God,
Kyle Brady was like the 9th overall pick too. I mean,
know.
we're talking
Well,
like
he
early.
was on that Penn State team with
yeah.
Kerry Collins.
Yeah.
They had him. They had Kajana Carter.
The whole I'll remember that draft. The whole thing. They're all chanting Sapp for Warren Sapp, and they go Kyle Brady.
Kyle Brady. Yeah.
Who basically became just not even an average tight end. He was below average.
Yeah.
I mean, oh man, now you're depressing me.
Yeah. Well, that's your team. Well, this year's going to be a big year. They got that. There's more on Raul Montero, who's Chris Genske's friend. I'm tweeting and Facebooking about Eli Manning getting his contract done before training camp, and he's like, Jets year. Well, what does that mean, Jets year?
That's
Geno?
stupid.
I mean, they got a great defense.
But Sheldon won't be there for the first 4 games.
Yeah, but you got the other big kid you drafted
That's
this year,
true.
Leonard Williams.
Leonard Williams.
Yeah.
And Wilkerson will be there, even though he needs
Right.
deserves, rightfully so, one of the bigger.
I'm not worried about the defense. It's
No, you're right.
The offense.
You're right.
Jet year. Well, what does that mean? It hasn't been the Jet year in 50 years.
I mean, you got Brandon Marshall, but someone's got to throw him the ball.
How many AFC Championship games have the Jets been to? 0 Super Bowls, but how many AFC Championship games since Namath won the Super Bowl? How many?
4.
Correct. Very good. Who quarterbacked them in those 4 games?
They played the Dolphins. Was that Richard Todd?
Very good.
Todd, Testaverde.
Very good. Who
Sanchez.
Testaverde lose to?
I'll never forget that. John Elway.
That's right. And
Jets
what
were-
2 running backs fumbled that day that never fumble?
Keith Byers and Curtis Martin.
Very good. And
Keith
Sanchez
Byers
lost
was really
twice.
that was
a killer.
The dagger.
Oh,
yeah,
that was a killer.
The spin around. The spin around.
That was a killer.
3-yard line.
Yeah. I mean, I had the Broncos that day, so I was happy about it.
I'm going to start crying now. So
Oh, stop. Well, football's right around the corner, so.
It actually is. It's crazy enough. It is.
But even that will not take Donald Trump. And we talked to Mark Feinsand earlier about the Yankees. Yankees have now won 3 straight. They got a chance to sweep a 4-game set from the Orioles, who came into the Bronx in second place. They're 11 games over 500. They lead the Blue Jays by 5.5. Baseball in New York is larger than life, and nobody cares. Nobody, because of Donald Trump. I swear.
I believe it. I believe it, especially in New York. Especially in New York.
Everywhere. And you think football is going to change that?
No.
You don't think so? You think Trump has legs for how long?
He's taking over the world.
The world?
The World Cup won't even stop Donald Trump at this
soccer.
point.
They're going to cancel all the soccer. Well, didn't we lose to Jamaica something in soccer?
Yeah.
That's an embarrassing loss.
That's pathetic.
For as good as the women were when they won the gold, the men lost to Jamaica?
Yeah, in the Copa America, which is the America's Cup, so South America and North America Cup.
The what?
Copa America.
Oh, don't stop.
Copa America.
Don't give me any specifics about soccer. I will kick you right in your balls.
Well,
I swear to you.
It's like the World Cup, but it's only with the countries in North and South
we don't know
America.
what that means.
Well,
we
I'm
don't
telling
know.
you, Copa America. So you asked me what it was, so I said it's North
No, I
and
didn't
South
ask
America.
you. No, you just volunteered it.
You're right. That's true.
I asked you
ask
how
me.
long will Donald Trump be the number one story everywhere? For how long?
No, I think until he, until he pulls out. If it doesn't pull out, it goes all the way.
Keeps going.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Yeah, because it's something new every day.
I know. It's exciting, isn't it?
It's enjoyable.
Thank God for him. My God. Could you imagine? We're on every single day trying to find something interesting about Marco Rubio or Scott Walker or Jeb Bush or Lindsey Graham or Mike Huckabee or this wet fart who Joyce loves, Rick Perry. I mean, oh, God.
And I really like Ben Carson, but that guy is
Ben Carson?
He is so...
Oh, that's over. That is. That. Good night. Thanks for that. Thanks for that.
I don't want to call him a bore, but he's
about as dead as Johnny Carson right now. That's over. Thank you. It's over. There's nothing to talk about. It's one guy, Trump.
I know,
as soon as Trump leaves this thing, then it's a complete disaster. Then Hillary will get all the talk.
I was just going to say, then we'll be talking about Hillary every day.
Yeah.
So we need Trump.
Who, by the way, and I feel bad telling you this because I think he wants to keep it a secret, but with all the tough talk and the Trump and blah, 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 between the three of us, this is nobody else's business, of course, Eric is voting for Hillary Clinton.
What? I am?
Well, you kind of
just as shocked.
You intimated that a couple of weeks. Yes, you did. Don't tell me. You intimated that you may be voting. Yes, you did.
How did I do that? I don't even remember this.
Well, yeah, I remember it well.
No.
You seem to actually you extolled some of her virtues, otherwise never mentioned on this program.
I did?
Yes.
You did say Chelsea was cute. But I don't know if that leads to a vote.
I don't think you ever said that.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have.
After Lonnie Davis was on, you were tending to kind of, well, remember that? No, because that's not you. You would never be swayed by a guest on the program. You never heard of Mike Huckabee the next day. You're like, I'm voting for him. I like him.
That's where I've been.
God, grits, and guns.
I've been Huckabee. I've been Graham.
Right.
I've been Trump. But
Right.
I don't think I've been Hillary at all.
I think there was a day you were Hillary.
Do you eat grits?
Do I eat grits? Yes.
You're a Southern. No, he's the same. I figured Louisiana.
Yes.
When I was in Jacksonville, I got room service, and the grits were served with cheese on top. Is that normal?
That's great.
That's a very Southern, yeah.
Sugar is really the way to eat it, though.
I
Right?
know. So
Grits with sugar. Cheese is really, that's got to be.
So I looked at it with the cheese. I'm like, how am I supposed to put sugar in this? I just took it off the plate and put it on the side.
Did you eat it?
No, I tried it, and it was
What city
not
was
good.
this? What city was this?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, yeah.
I mean, cheese on grits? I always thought sugar.
I was in North Carolina with Danielle not that long ago, and she had grits. When she doused it with sugar, I didn't find it to be all that bad. I don't really like it, but with the sugar, it's not all that bad. I don't even know what the hell it is. Well, what is grits anyway? What is
like
it?
Corn.
It's corn?
Like ground up cornmeal kind of thing.
You like that?
I like grits, yes.
Of course you do.
Of course.
Yeah.
I only know about grits from my cousin Vinny.
Right. So you got to like Mike Huckabee then. He's all about grits.
Well,
guns, and grits.
I don't mind Huckabee, but just Trump
doesn't like grits. Trump does not go to the finest hotels in Manhattan for a Sunday brunch and get grits. I can promise you that.
Well, that's because he's in Manhattan.
Right.
If he went to one of the fine hotels in Louisiana,
he still wouldn't get grits.
Mississippi
I guarantee you he ain't getting grits.
If he wants the Southern vote,
he doesn't want it.
He better have a
he
big
can get it
bowl
without
of grits
that. He
right
can
in
get
front of everybody.
He's going to get it without that. He does want it, but he doesn't have to do that to get the Southern vote.
He has a bowl of grits. He's in.
So yeah, in other words, you got to do what they like when you're in Rome. You got to do what they do, basically.
Yeah, I think they say something like that. When in Rome, do as the Romans. Right.
Well, they did say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's they?
Who's they? I don't know.
Gensky was in Italy.
Yeah.
He was in Rome.
Right. He
Are
was
they
in
back?
Rome.
What
I thought
are they?
ISIS was in Rome.
They
I thought
are.
Rome
ISIS is in Rome.
I thought Rome is in ruins right now.
Well, it's not. They stopped at the front gates. They haven't gone into Rome just yet.
And Genski was vacationing there?
Yeah, he was there, yeah.
See, that's dangerous.
He was fine.
How did he get out of there alive?
He just ate himself out. He just ate his way through Italy, this kid. Jesus. Every single day. I don't see anything like it. He comes back, goes, I had a great time. I go, really? He was bored stiff. He texted me about 5 times a day, texted Katie about 10 times a day, and there's one picture of him in a hammock on his cell phone, and 80 pictures of him eating. It didn't look like a lot of fun, I got to be honest. I'm not into eating all that much these days. I'm trying to stay in decent shape. So just eating like I've got 4 assholes in 6 different cities in Europe doesn't sound like a lot of fun to me.
And that is totally non-European because they don't eat like that. They probably pulled the trick they tried with you in France, charge you like $40 for French fries.
$75 for French fries for freaks. Danielle was like, "Oh, they just made a mistake." I go, "No, they know. Trust me, that's not a mistake."
Oh, they know.
Those bastards. I didn't like them. That was the first day I was there. That was before they made fun of my accent, called me Sylvester Stallone in a cheese shop. I hated that. I hated those people. I hated them. She loved them.
Oh, they know right away, man.
Oh, no, I know right away.
They used to pick when I was in Ireland. They try that crap on me too.
Ireland?
Yeah, they see an American walk in right away. Dumb American.
They charge you $100 for French fries?
They try some outlandish thing where I'm like, what? What's going on here?
Right. I love Christy Moore just like you do.
Yep.
I dance to Christy Moore just like you do. That song was in my head a couple of weeks ago. I don't know why, but it really was. Well, we got this girl on tomorrow. Tommy Lauren.
It's not 100% confirmed, but it's
make
looking
it happen.
positive.
You got to make it happen.
I worked my ass off for 2 days to try to get her.
You know who really wants her on more than anybody?
Who's
Alicia.
That?
She's actually asked more than once today.
She loved that video, huh?
What time is this girl on?
Yeah, she is.
Did she?
Yeah. She says that if I'm at work when she's on, send me the MP3.
All right.
She wants to hear the interview.
She actually posted on my Facebook page the video of Tommy Lauren, and it says, "I heard this first on the Sid Rosenberg show. You should be listening." So he's doing extra promotion for this show, which is very, very nice.
I got to give credit to Emily because Emily's the one that emailed it to me.
Emily did find it first, yeah.
She did. And you know what? She found it. We played it. Some shows didn't even have it on the Monday.
I know.
It took the whole Tuesday. Savage didn't even have it till Tuesday.
Well, Bernard McGurk texted me yesterday. He goes, "Have you played the girl from Chattanooga?" I go, "You mean from San Diego?" He had no idea where she was even from. He just played it on I Missed the Show yesterday. We played it Monday.
Yeah. And there was a lot of other...
Now, Emily's been good. You're going to miss her.
Oh, big time.
You're going to bang her before she leaves?
Stop. She's like a little sister to me.
Yeah, right.
I want to see her prosper and become this famous sports anchor. And
Taboo. You ever see that movie?
Stop.
They allow that, you know.
Stop.
Are you gonna?
What? You know.
What?
No.
You know who actually asked that question? Being completely honest, Lengel. He actually.
What?
So what are you guys doing here?
You know better to believe that.
When is she going back to college?
Yeah, the sad part is shortly.
You got to take her out one night. Seriously, no, I don't mean bang her, but have fun with her. Take her dinner, a couple of drinks.
Well, we do owe her. I'll get her a little present. I'm gonna get her.
What are you gonna get her?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
That's gross.
What do you mean? She had this whole summer. She helped us out. I appreciate it.
I think Lengel thinks it's gross. You want him to get her a present?
Yeah, a little going away present. Yeah.
Oh God, it sounds so like
a little skeevy. But
yeah. What are you gonna get her?
I don't know. You haven't decided.
Well, what are you thinking? Like, what could you get at an intern that's leaving? You already offered her mother the black dildo left from the Christmas grab bag on her birthday, which she took gladly. She wanted a second one, too, but we only had one left. So now what?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I realized today it's about 3 weeks away, and I got a little sad.
Are you going to cry?
I might that day. I might.
She's been a tremendous help. Like has far exceeded any work of any intern I've ever had. Not even, and she gets here at the crack of dawn, leaves last, puts up the podcast every single day. She's great.
She is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's when Z-Mac's really going to cry and miss her when
because she does all the work,
putting up podcasts.
Yeah, that's what he misses the most about her. Oh, she's sweet. She's nice. She's Jewish.
She puts the podcast.
Puts the podcast up.
Does our social media.
Where are you going to take her? Take her someplace nice. You of all people, she does a lot of your work. You should take her to like New York Prime.
My work. When I came here, I wasn't doing that stuff. People Lapa started axing people left and right, and next thing I knew, he's like, "Hey, by the way, the podcast didn't go up." I'm like, "Yeah, we got rid of those people."
But then he said to Lengel, "You assume that work," and Lengel said that's Z-Mac's job, so it became your job.
No,
and then
I
only
never
until
passed it
yes, you did, and then only until Emily came along did you all of a sudden you were relieved from some of those duties because when they asked Lengel to do it, he said, "No, that's Z-Mac's job."
No, I never said that.
It got to the point where I couldn't even do it anymore because I had so much on my plate.
And what was he doing? When the show was over, what did he do?
Who?
You. I'm asking Z-Mac. What did he do when the show was over?
That I don't know.
He said he would go home, and the rest of the day, he had no other responsibilities. Yeah, right. You're booking guests, you're putting up podcasts. This kid's grilling chicken, working out, and going to sleep. Did you not say that? I know you don't want to share this on the air.
No, grilling chicken and
Really?
working out.
Yeah.
He had all this to say.
Yeah. At 10 o'clock when the show was... He said at 10 o'clock when the show is over, his work begins, and Eric goes home and goes to bed, basically. Smokes a joint and have sex.
There was one day I was sitting here, started doing the podcast, and he goes, all right, I'm out. He goes, I'm out. I'm going to grill chicken. I said, what? For the show? And he goes, no, what do you mean for the show?
That's when he was still driving me. He would yell about you every single day. It was really annoying after a while. I couldn't even defend you anymore. God.
All right.
I didn't want to bring that up.
But he never brought chicken in for the show. Not one time.
Right. That's another thing, you cheap bastard. If you're going to grill some chicken, don't bring one in.
You think you know someone. All right.
Oh, this is you take everything to heart. What do you get so upset about?
To heart?
What are you getting upset about?
How did this get? We were talking. We were just giving Emily a ton of compliments, and now it comes to.
Well,
I don't want any trouble with this guy.
Right. Well, look at him.
It's a lot bigger than me.
Right.
I didn't mean any of that. And you weren't supposed to hear any of it anyway, so.
Right. That doesn't count. And that was a long time ago. It was like 3 weeks ago.
All right. That's all fine.
Well, what are you going to do about it getting all tough over there? What are you going to do?
I have not said anything.
Right.
I'm not.
You
tough.
can't do
I'm
anything.
Not doing
That's
nothing.
it.
Just keep him
Suck it
quiet.
up. Be quiet.
Just be a flip out one day.
In fact, help him make the plans. Take her out for dinner somewhere nice. Take her to Cheddar's. Take it to the zoo. You know why?
Take her to the zoo, Rob.
She's not retarded though, so.
No.
Yeah.
Why? Well, she wasn't retarded, well, I guess she didn't speak in the.
No. Alicia, not Alicia.
No, Adrian. Everyone thought Adrian was retarded.
She may have been retarded,
speak,
bro.
right?
Socially,
Well,
yeah.
she was also, yeah. She looked. She was awkward.
quiet. She was shy.
Right. But they thought she was retarded.
Yeah, she had a little cute hat on.
Yeah,
and,
she had a cute hat. Yeah. Right. A little cute hat.
A little cute hat.
All right, wrap this baby up. We got to go. No more fun for the day. Coming up next.
My fun's just starting. I'm driving up to Palm Beach. I'm getting my training
that's
session.
Right. Yeah.
So.
What's Dan Patrick going to talk about today? Breaking down NFL training camps yet? Too early for that.
Sadly,
Major League Baseball trade deadline.
Oh, the 31st.
Too early for that then.
Probably.
So what's he doing today?
He's probably talking NFL. Seriously.
But what? Chad Johnson getting arrested? I mean, who cares? Plays in Canada with Mike Sam. He's doing training camp today? It's too early. Eli's not even signed yet.
He doesn't really go off the...
He's got to do baseball. Maybe basketball? Anything happen?
Yeah, there's a ton going on in the whatever league in Vegas, whatever you call it, Summer League.
The D-League, the Summer League.
Summer League, yeah. Take a look at when the Knicks play the Lakers, take a look at the box score. It's kind of fun.
That's okay. So that's what he's going to talk about today? How about this? Well, Dan Patrick, because it's become so big universal, even though he's a sports guy, at some point on his show today, does Donald Trump's name come up? Or Jim Rome or any of those sports geeks?
That is a great question.
What do you think, Langell? Even the complete sports geeks, can they just ignore Donald Trump? Can they?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I think they might make it a point. Maybe not them, but the people above them saying, "Hey, don't mention Trump."
Right.
You know, stay on.
Too polarizing.
Yep. Stay on point.
Right. And you can get that anywhere. Right. So you can get that anywhere, but you can't break down Marc Gasol's contract on Bill O'Reilly's show now, can you?